Hi there, it's Roxanne Gould, the American Nurses Association California lobbyist, proudly representing you here in California. The governor had until last night to act on all the remaining bills on his desk. And this year, there was an astounding nearly 1,200 bills, more than 1,200 bills he had to act on. Interestingly, he signed 83% of them. That means coming this January, if there was an emergency, we're going to have to figure out as nurses and as businesses, hospitals, which of those laws are going to impact us and how are we going to respond and adequately comply with them when they take effect and they're actually law on January 1st. That's 83% of those bills. That is an astounding number of new laws. So we will be bringing you updates of the bills that we think are of interest and impact to you throughout the fall to help better prepare you, but thought you should know that is what's taking place and what we're looking at coming down the pipeline. Two bills of particular interest that we have been updating you on throughout the fall, and we've been monitoring and staying abreast of the negotiations, were acted upon in the very last minutes of the governor's action deadline last night. One bill is SB 1152. That's the bill that deals with hospital discharge staff, and it's called the supposed homeless bill. It imposes a multitude of requirements on discharge staff on details associated with the homeless that we might not otherwise know or have access to information, yet it mandates that we obtain that information and address many situations and needs that the governor has identified that should be addressed. That bill was in fact signed, so that bill will take effect on January 1st, and again, that is SB 1152 by Senator Hernandez. Another bill that we were following quite closely, it relates to penalties associated with staffing violations. That was SB 1288. The governor chose to veto that also in the last minutes of his deadline to respond. And I'll read some of his veto message to you. It's brief. It will give you some insight into what his thoughts were with regard to the bill. Whether or not they're accurate, I will leave that up to you for his justification. But it states, California hospitals are regularly inspected to assure patient safety and quality of care. When violations are found, penalties are imposed based on an overall assessment of the severity and duration of the violations, including for any failure to meet required staffing ratio. Nurse-to-patient ratios are a vital part of the state's regulatory scheme. Hospitals, however, are best evaluated in a comprehensive manner, and I am reluctant to start singling out specific violations for a separate penalty. I won't say how long I've been lobbying, but I will say there are more times than I can count when a governor has signed a bill with a separate and special violation and penalty. So that is a rather unique justification for vetoing the bill. But that again is SB 1288, which was in fact vetoed. So lastly, I did say we'll be giving you updates throughout the fall. The legislature resumes, or actually returns, January 1st for the first of a 2-year legislative session. We have a number of new members of the legislature that we will be meeting with, educating, informing on priority issues to nurses. If you have anything you'd like in particular for us to hit upon with them, points to make sure resonate and are hit home with these new members, it is the perfect time because they have to vote on every single issue, whether it deals with farming or nurses or air quality, any multitude of issues. And so it's our job at ANAC to educate and inform them so that they can make wise, rational, and prudent votes on issues and bills that impact us. Lastly, I want to remind you the 2018 General Assembly is taking place November 9th and 10th in Newport Beach, and we strongly encourage you to participate. You have a voice, and we'd love you to share it at the General Assembly, so we hope to see you there. Thank you.